You gonna wear that? That is not exactly your size. Oh.
Okay. Gone.
Hans vlogs, but he hasn't really decided how often he wants to do it.
Hello, my friends. I'm Professor Hans von Puppet here again with the beautiful young Miss Fiona Gray. Welcome, darling. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you, Hans.
Thank you for joining me on this vlog here on the Professor Puppet channel here on the YouTube.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. We were going to be all productive this weekend and make a cool video about crafting or about how to, tell the names of states from a distance or something. But instead we burned up the whole time watching Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I started watching it. I thought, this is a little, I'm not sure about this yet. It seems a little not quite funny enough or whatever. Maybe, it was hard to get to,
Mm-hmm.
But we stuck it out. We watched them all.
Yeah.
And after 3 or 4, you realize that they are all interconnected in a web of insanity.
It's over this super long timeline.
Oh, yes.
That they're just all, you see, one character story and then another one. It's really crazy. And there's, little hints that you see later.
Every episode is like the story of Michael or the story of Tobias. One person's story mostly, and then interaction with the other characters. But it's all one giant overarching story that you don't get every beat of until you see every single stinking episode. So that's how they get
It
you.
is kind of a Netflix thing because it, helps to, go back and watch it. It's weird.
I think the nice thing about it being on Netflix is it requires repeat viewing to understand what's going on. Because there's so much, because you see something like, what is that thing? And then it's a callback 4 episodes later to the same thing in the same story. And there are certain motifs I still don't really understand.
There was a bunch of ostriches.
They kept being ostriches, and you see an ostrich, what the heck is that? And then later you discover why there's an ostrich, story-wise. But there's also kind of figurative ostriches, and visions of ostriches, and symbolic ostriches.
Yeah.
And I feel the ostrich never completely paid off in a satisfying way for me. And you know what? Come to think of it, there are a couple of other unanswered questions.
They left, loose ends at the end that you could see that they could, make a new... Keep going
everything
with
is
it.
building up to this huge kind of riot that happens on Cinco de Cuatro.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of pre-Cinco de
5
Mayo
of 4.
holiday. 5 of 4.
Yeah.
Which is 1 1/4, I guess. So everything comes to a head then in basically every episode. And you have to watch all of them to see what finally happens. But review-wise, I say it's worth watching.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Really
It's got a lot of those same old kind of puns, where everyone has funny names. Like Lucille Ostero has a rehab center called Austerity, which is kind of clever.
I think it's called Arrested Development. Because at one time or another, they all end up in jail.
That's true. Everybody gets arrested. But that's a double entendre, you see.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it really means Arrested Development that they're all not fully functioning adults.
Yeah, and
they're all kind of all arrested. Well, one of them maybe...
Also because they develop houses.
Exactly. They have a development of houses that is arrested. And then there's Maybe, who is the teenager.
I like
She's
her.
the youngest character. And she's kind of got accelerated development. She skipped a lot of school, but she's also had a lot of adult experience.
She was
in film
she's
studio.
marry me. And then...
Yeah, because why aren't you kind of young to be a studio executive? And he goes,
Marry
me.
Yeah.
But she actually is.
Because she was studio executive when she was
But
15.
they all, even the kind of the nicest character in here, even the kind of most straightforward, honest person, ends up being kind of an asshole and kind of dishonest at some point.
Yeah,
or other,
they're all just great at lying and things.
And they're all great at lying. They all have their own hidden agendas, and which is just sort of hilarious.
They still have the stair car. What's up
They
with
still
that?
have the stair car. Oh, and also there is, how George Bluth,
George.
he has a twin brother Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Who's a sort of
That's
hippie.
pretty great.
And from the beginning, he looks exactly like him, so it's very confusing. And as an audience member, you don't know who he is necessarily. And every time you see him, you find out in the next episode that maybe that was a different one, and the motivations are all topsy-turvy. And I don't know how they wrote this thing. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
It makes The Big Sleep look like Sesame Street. It's like Back to the Future 3 to the third,
It's like they've taken a hint from, all the big shows like Doctor Who and things that
Doctor
are,
Who, yeah.
crazy.
Well, there's a canon of information, like a canon of details. And now the canon has gone off for a special season on Netflix. Anyway, so to wrap it up, I would say see it, watch it, give it a... I mean, you already have Netflix, right? This is free. This is just your time it is
You can
costing.
get it for free for a month and then, just
That's
watch
right.
the whole series in 3 days.
That's right. If you're pussyfooting around on Netflix,
yeah.
get it for free and watch this. And then,
And then quit it, yeah.
There's a hilarious joke they keep showing kind of behind the backstory from the original series.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a watermark across the middle that says scene stealer trial version. Like someone downloaded it illegally, but didn't even pay for the software to download it illegally properly, and it has a watermark on it. Oh yeah, Kristen Wiig. They have like the young versions of the old Bluths, and Kristen Wiig is Lucille, and Seth Rogen is George Bluth, and that's he doesn't look like him at all. He's got the mustache, he kind of talks in the deep voice and everything.
Take to the sea, like
Take to the sea. The young Henry Winkler, who they have, so funny. He's so perfectly cast. He looks just like him, sounds just like him. And it's fun to see Henry Winkler with Ralph Macchio, because before your time they were Fonzie and Chachi in the same show in Happy Days, and they're both lawyers. Chachi, of course, plays Bob Loblaw
oh yeah,
of Bob Loblaw and the Bob Loblaw Law Blog.
there's so many ridiculous,
So many hilarious
puns.
names like that. Okay.
in that
Oh, here's another odd thing. There was a lot of pedophile jokes in
There
this.
were a lot.
Like a lot of pedophiles, which is like, it's hard to get a good pedophile joke going, it's sex offender joke. That's it's kind of
But they
dangerous
did.
waters,
Yeah, and like addictions and things.
A lot of drug addiction. That's right, drug addiction, pedophiles. It's sort of hilarious, but maybe
do.
not for everybody, I think.
Yeah. So
Arrested Development. I give it 5, what do you call it? I get 5 tiny stormtroopers right there. It's worth your weekend. 7.5 hours we watched this thing.
yeah,
Each episode's half an hour with no commercials. So it's like it's like an episode and a half worth of content. So settle in,
awesome.
people. When Game of Thrones ends, maybe, that's when you want to pick up on this, yeah? Well, thank you for joining me, Fiona Gray, and talking about Arrested Development here on my Monday morning super every bloggy thing yeah? Be sure to like and subscribe and all of that jazz, and tell me some other things that you might like to hear us talk about here on the big Professor Puppet Show, yeah?
We need ideas.
We are out of ideas. I'm telling you, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel.